This is Married to the Music, the stories behind the artist, told by the partners who live it every day. Today we have on Rose and Rodney Atkins, and I cannot wait for you guys to hear this story because we have both of them in studio with us, which is always such a treat. They get into what life looks like on the road together, what Rodney has to have on the bus with him at all times, and, kind of the dynamic of what life looks like beyond the spotlight. Can't wait for you guys to hear this one. Here's Rodney and Rose. Thank y'all so much for coming on.
Heck yeah.
Married to the Music. I so appreciate you guys coming today. So what this podcast is all about is just talking about the ins and outs of the music industry from the significant other's point of view. But since you guys are both married to the music, in a way, I thought it would be such a great opportunity to be able to have both of you here.
For sure.
So the way that we start off each episode is just going back. What was childhood like? Where are you from? Let's start off with Rose. Ladies first.
So originally I was born in Manhattan in New York City.
Oh, wow.
My dad's a songwriter. So my mom was a hairdresser, and she passed when I was very young. So she died of breast cancer when I was 4. So my dad was kind of like, what do I do? I have a daughter, single dad, musician. So we moved with my grandparents to Long Island. And then shortly thereafter, when I was around 9 years old, I moved to Nashville. So I feel like I've pretty much grown up in Nashville.
Yeah. Wait, yeah. I'm so sorry about your mom. That's really hard.
Yeah, it's all I've ever known. So to me, it's just the way it was. I don't have that many memories of her. It's probably hardest now that I have kids of my own.
Yeah, that is hard. That is we'll get back into that.
Yeah, sure. That was a lot for the first.
No, it's good. I like hard. That. Yeah.
It's hard to tell, why we moved and how that went down without, adding that in.
Oh,
there.
for sure. Absolutely. It's part of the story. Yeah. But we'll get back into it more in a little bit.
She grew up a lot with her dad's influence. She was always around music, though. I mean, he's just always done that, right?
Yep, always. I mean, since I've been alive. You
washed
windows.
Yeah.
And she's told me stories about, because he was in rock. He's in pop rock. And so he writes with Bon Jovi a lot. And she told me stories about these rock guys would be in her house walking around like Aldanova. And I just remember being a little kid hearing the Aldanova records thinking, that is awesome, that is crazy. And she's like, yeah, he was just walking around.
For those of you who don't speak country, he's saying Aldo Nova. I
I
like how you say Aldo Nova.
I was right there with them. I heard it just right. That's hilarious. So then when you met him, you're like, oh, I got this. Not starstruck. You were ready. You were prepared. Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about where you grew up.
I grew up in East Tennessee, a little town called Cumberland Gap. Population 400 and what did it? Last time I looked, it was 485 people, maybe.
I don't know.
The population has shrunk since the Civil War. I think it was a lot more people back then. There's not a lot to do. It's people play music on their front porches, and my dad directed choirs, and so I was around that a little bit. I never wanted to sing in front of people at all. Started playing guitar when I was in high school. Started dating a girl whose little brother was like Roy Clark on a guitar.
Oh, wow.
He was like her dad, too, just great musicians. And they would just hand me guitars and say, here's a G chord, that's the gear we're in, let's go. And so I started playing guitar with them. And they were very talented, the whole family, freakishly talented, the Powers family. And then the girl broke my heart. And it made me want to write songs and get the heck out of that town. And that's what brought me to getting closer to Nashville. I went to Tennessee Tech in Cookeville.
Yep.
And just kept trying to come to Nashville. And I just wanted to write songs. That was all I wanted to do.
I love that. And being able to be in Tennessee, not too far from Nashville, that was probably encouraging. You're like, okay, I'm halfway there, getting closer to the big music city.
That's kind of what I kept doing. From high school, I went to a junior college, played baseball for a couple of years in East Tennessee, and then came on to Cookeville to Tennessee Tech, and then on to Nashville.
That's amazing. I went to Belmont, so we play
cool.
Tennessee Tech all the time in sports, so that's awesome. Rose, I kind of want to go back to being in the city and just that musical influence. I know you are obviously a singer-songwriter in your own right as well, but talk to me a little bit about the music scene growing up, that dad rock influence.
Sure. So, I mean, mainly hold on, I need a second to think.
You're totally good.
So, the influence of like my dad and growing up around.
Yeah, we're just like
So
getting into
the
music.
first time I ever like sang professionally was
Yeah.
on my dad's record, and it was really funny because I was really nervous, and all of a sudden I'm in behind the glass in the studio, and I see Bon Jovi in his prime, like Bon Jovi, like big hair Bon Jovi
Yeah.
era. And I, of course, was even more nervous. But what my dad said was that when I got nervous, I actually kind of rose up and performed better. And so that was kind of like maybe when we started to know that, like, I mean, I was like 5 years old. It wasn't on my radar at all.
Right.
But that might be something I might do someday.
Yeah.
And then pretty much my dad was just like single guy writing songs. So if I wanted to hang out with him, I pretty much had to like learn how to do what he was doing. So once we moved to Nashville, I was always in the studios in Nashville on Music Row, old Music Row, which was really cool.
Yeah.
We were kind of broke. I mean, we'd go into Masterphonics, I remember, and fill up his guitar case because they had the best snacks.
Oh,
And so we would just fill
I
up
love
his
this.
guitar case
Yeah.
with snacks and then sneak out. I started actually writing songs around the age of 12. I started writing poetry,
Yeah.
and my dad and I turned them into songs. And I never even thought about a record deal. Like, it just wasn't something that I ever said I want a record deal. But
Right.
I got a record deal in New York on Columbia Records when I was 14 years old.
Oh my gosh,
So it was
that is
really
crazy. That is so amazing.
Yeah, it was really crazy. I met this woman named Teresa LaBarbara White when I was at Sony getting ready to do a meeting, and the meeting was running about an hour late, and so I started getting really stressed out and sweaty. I was
Yeah.
sweating.
Girl, I'd be
I remember I had,
sweating all
like,
the time.
tit stains. And so I went to the bathroom to like kind of cry. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm 14 years old. I'm like, okay. I go to the bathroom and I met this woman, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I have this meeting." Well, it turns out this woman was the woman who discovered Destiny's Child and Jessica Simpson.
No
And
big
so,
deal.
Yeah, she's an amazing woman. She ended up coming to my meeting that she wasn't supposed to be at, and she signed me, which kind of changed my life.
Yeah, that is
Really cool.
That is insane. What a story. I love that.
Yeah.
I met one of my best friends in the bathroom, so
It's
I
a
think
good
that's
place.
it's a good place. It's a sanctuary for women. Sometimes you go in
sure.
there, you got a lip gloss, you got to
For
makeup,
sure.
all the things. And then so both of you guys have these separate musical journeys, and then you end up coming together. Can you talk a little bit about how you guys first met?
We first met, we were on a tour together called the Throwdown Tour. And I joined the tour late. You'd been out there for a while,
Yeah, like,
most of the year.
It seemed like it was like 3 months long.
Like 2012.
The summer. Yeah, I guess so.
And so I came on late. And we didn't really talk. We talked one time, I think.
I just thought he didn't like me at all. Like, I was friends with everyone, and he just was like so quiet, and I was like, forget it.
And we met briefly. You guys came over one time when I was getting a motorcycle out or something.
Mm-hmm.
We walked to a bar one night. Everybody on the crew was walking to this bar in like Milwaukee. And we got there and there was a cover charge. And I said, "I'm not paying a cover charge. Forget this. I'm not doing it." And she said, "Yeah, we're not paying a cover charge." So we walked back. And that was it. That's all we said to each other. And then the very last night of the tour, we finally talked. The last night that I was on the tour.
Yeah. Rodney had this crazy guitar player. He's not with him anymore. But he was like following me around. And so I was like, I'm going to return this man to where he came from, which was Rodney's bus. But I was like really terrified to approach Rodney's bus at the same time. So I did. I
Was
just
his name
like,
Shooter, Skipper?
oh my God, don't say his name. It was one of those.
We can cut it. We can cut
It
it.
was one of those names. I think he got left in Canada
He
when y'all were
did.
on the road. He got
had
arrested.
some-
With a name like that, I
Yeah.
mean, there's some baggage
Yeah.
there.
So that guy, I led him back to where Rodney was. They were sitting outside. One of my girlfriends was out there, and Rodney came out, and I was like, oh my gosh. And we started talking, and we just like seemed to have a lot in common. Strangely enough, we had read a lot of the same books, and we bonded kind of over that, and then we started playing cornhole.
Wait, what books are y'all reading?
I didn't read any.
I don't remember.
I read that book. Yes, I read that book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
he
were you
said he
saying
had.
you were reading the
Maybe he
books, or
was
did you
lying.
actually read the
I
book?
love that book.
Yeah.
He hadn't read a book since, so now I'm wondering.
He's got you. You know, that's what it took, right?
I never thought about that.
We just
That's
started
hilarious.
talking, and I said, love to get together, write a song, or do something sometime. And then did we play cornhole then?
Yeah.
Cornhole happened somewhere in there, and we just owned everybody. We were killing everybody in cornhole. Then they came and asked me if I would go sign some posters because I was leaving the tour. And so I'm just thinking about her, met her, and I came back, and she was gone in her bus. I'm like, oh, man. And then I walked on the bus, and I was bummed out. And the book that we said we read, Joyce Meyer book. And she wrote a little note with her number and said, if you want to write a song or something sometime. And so I called her immediately.
He called me immediately, which
Wait.
totally shocked me. Like, I never thought, like, when I put my number in there, because I just, like, I generally just get anxiety. That's, like, my default
Girl, same.
feeling. And so, like, I wasn't prepared for him to call me right then. I thought maybe he'd call me, like, I'd have a couple of weeks to think about what I was going to say.
You can marinate on
something.
it for a second.
Yeah.
Wait, that's hilarious. So right away,
Right away.
y'all buses are still parked next to each
No,
other, or
her
it was
bus is
after?
gone.
Oh, you had already left. Okay. So what happened next?
Then I went to Norway.
Oh my gosh.
And my entire trip of Norway was spent trying to find Wi-Fi so I could call her.
On Skype or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we kind of talked on and off, man, from that night. I say from that night, we've been together since.
Pretty much. Yeah.
What was it like for you when he was gone? You were also on tour, so y'all were.
She was still on
Yeah.
the Throwdown tour.
Yeah, and then Throwdown Tour did the final show in Nashville. I met Elijah for the first time.
My son.
Rodney's
Yes.
son. He was about 10 years old, but he looked like he was like 6.
Oh.
He was so cute. And I told him a joke, and he liked it, and we kind of bonded in that moment. And that was kind of the first time we hung out, and then we went on a date.
Mm-hmm.
And we got engaged like 6 months after that, I think.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about that too, because I know you were talking about Elijah and that dynamic. What was that like for you then coming in and taking on a son as well too?
You know, I probably should have thought about it more, but I just like knew that I loved Rodney, and when I met Eli, I knew I was gonna love Eli, and I met him, and he was so lovable and sweet, and I think it does, coming from a single parent home, anytime there's a divorce or somebody passes away or there's a new parent potentially coming in, it can be weird. But I think when you're at a younger age, sometimes it's a lot easier than, if you're being an 18-year-old or something.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I may be wrong, but so her dad would have different girlfriends. I think he was married one time in there. And so people would enter into that relationship, and she knew when it was really crummy.
Yeah.
What that
Sure,
felt like.
true. That's a
Yeah,
good point.
that is a good point.
I knew what it was like to have, a not so great step parent.
For sure.
So I knew that I never would be that or wanted to be anything like that.
Yeah. I think that's a really great point that you brought up, because I think that makes the whole situation look a lot different too, because you're like, I know what I didn't like when I was younger. 100%. I knew what was helpful for me when I was younger. Right. And then you guys have 2 more children of your own. Talk to me about that and like balancing your career with motherhood and fatherhood and how that dynamic has been for you guys.
Book on these other 2 children.
Are they crazy?
They are, one in particular. So we got married. I was 29 when we got married. At the time, if you would have asked me, like, I probably would have said, like, I'm ready to have kids. I think it was better that we basically weren't able to have kids for the first 5 years of being together, and we just were struggling with infertility. And so I don't know if you want to know about that. But,
yeah, no, definitely.
We ended up, so we had gone to a couple of fertility clinics in Nashville, and I wasn't feeling it. It felt like there was just so many people there. When we'd be in the waiting room, our knees be touching somebody else, and I just with medical stuff, I always really don't want the standard of care. I want personal care.
Absolutely.
And I want it to be tailored to my body, especially when you're dealing with fertility.
So it's a
or
very
infertility.
sensitive thing
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I kept researching. I'm a big researcher.
Big time.
I need you in my life. I use ChatGPT too
I
much. I
can
need a
help.
real person.
Yeah, I found this blog of this girl who had struggled with infertility and gone to Barbados, to this place called Barbados IVF, I believe. And I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds so cool. Like, A, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
B, like, you're going to go to Barbados for weeks and have a vacation, and it's beautiful. And also, like, they did acupuncture and very specialized care. And so we got on a plane and went to Barbados. And I swear, when it was never even somewhere I imagined, like, never, it wasn't on my bucket list.
Yeah, yeah.
And he trusted me, which is so cool. But when we got off the plane and we started driving, and we were looking around, we were like, "Oh my god!"
You're like, "Where are we?"
Like,
Yeah.
we thought we might have gotten scammed. I mean, we were freaking out. But then we pulled up and we went in there, and it was great, right?
It was, yeah. When we got there, it was raining sideways, and on the other side of the road, and the roads are all bumpy, and it seemed pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But it was
Just
beautiful
like
once
Dumb
we're
and
there.
Dumber.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was it's hard to believe. We went through that.
Yeah, and we basically did 2 treatments, and we ended up getting pregnant with my son Ryder, who's 8 now. Our son Ryder, who's 8, and he's such a sweetheart and such a blessing to
Well, the
us.
first time we went, it didn't work.
Right. Basically, we had like an early miscarriage, and then we had 2 more eggs left. And so if that didn't work, that was going to be it.
Yeah.
And it worked, thank God. And we ended up having Ryder.
I love that. Well, I appreciate you sharing that. I know it is like a very sensitive and intimate topic, but I think it's important to talk about because it is like a struggle that a lot of people face, and like sometimes they feel like they can't talk about it. So it is really like, thank you for sharing your guys' stories.
Yeah,
Seriously.
The way that she really, I mean, she was working hard to make that happen. When
Yeah.
it went down. That was like her world was around that. So it was an amazing process.
And then what was that like for you with music and touring and everything, and then this new life and balancing that together?
I don't know if it really was a challenge. Rose and I have just kind of been in sync pretty much.
Yeah.
Because she gets touring. She understands the music business. Been in it as much as longer than me even.
Right.
So we just were figuring it out. I don't think we had that much of a problem trying to balance it, really.
Especially when we had one
I love
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we just had Ryder, I mean, he went everywhere. Like he at 3 months old, Rodney did a USO tour. We went to Germany, we went to Paris. And honestly, for anyone who doesn't have babies or is having one, I think it's easier to travel with a baby than someone who's moving around.
Oh,
like
for sure. Yeah.
a toddler or an older kid.
Absolutely.
But now that we have 2 kids, like, we are more particular about the shows that we go to.
Yeah.
And we need to be there when it'll be fun for the kids. It was a lot easier with one baby than 2.
Yeah, for sure. And then talk to me a little bit going back about those early stages. You obviously had your son first, but then what was it like balancing your career and his career? And like he was saying, you kind of knew the music industry better than most people or most significant others. So what was that like for you early on?
I mean, it's always just been easy and what I'm used to because
Right.
I grew up around music. I think what would be hard is not being with somebody who is a musician. You know,
Yeah.
we are very involved with each other's work. We write a lot together. We wrote like 3 or 4 songs for his new record together, and then I have a project I'm working on, and he produced it. So we find ways to we just love being together, honestly.
Yeah.
In
yeah.
small places.
Yeah.
Buses and hotel rooms.
What are some non-negotiables on the bus? Do y'all share a bus, I assume?
Yeah, but he knows what he likes. Like, if you asked me, I could go to the store and get exactly all the things that Rodney wants. I'm the one who goes and I'm like, what do I want? You know, I know what the kids want. I know what he wants. No, like
lemonade.
Yeah, he needs lemonade.
Lemonade. That's fine.
I like Uncrustables.
Girl, me too. They're the best ones ever. Which ones are your favorite?
I like just the regular like grape
yeah,
and peanut butter.
me
Honestly,
too.
the Walmart ones because they're cheaper.
Ooh,
have you never had those? They're just called no crust.
Wait, I love that. I think I've had like the
Yeah.
ones from Publix that are like that, like the Publix brand ones, but the Walmart ones I'm gonna try.
They're awesome.
Wait,
They're
I
cheap.
love that. What are some misconceptions that people might have of y'all's relationship on the road, or what your day-to-day life has looked like?
Misconceptions? I mean, we're pretty, what you see is what you get.
Oh, I think they probably think it's more like glamorous than it is. I mean, during
That's what everybody says.
COVID, we sold our house and we lived with my dad for
Yeah.
like a year because we just couldn't find a house that we thought was, you know,
The world went crazy in
right
COVID.
for us.
Right, right.
And
We did a whole album
I mean,
together.
people would think it was hilarious. We were all four were sleeping in one bedroom.
That is a misconception I'm sure that people might have had. That is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like small rooms.
Yeah.
I mean, we just we just have a good time. We're not too fancy or anything. I mean,
No.
yeah, I think that's probably the biggest misconception. And then
COVID was a trip because she was really going at her writing with other people, with other artists, and then COVID kind of came around, and I got a call we did a duet. That's when we did Figure Out
Oh
You.
yeah, during COVID, my dad filmed it in his kitchen.
COVID feels like
No,
17
it was
years ago.
Sitting on the couch with Scout.
That too.
We did a song
Oh, that's how it went viral, and then we made the video.
for this. What was that called? I can't remember what. Unite. It was this whole COVID, and it would be if you're a magician, you do magic tricks, and then they go to someone else over here. Just people around the world. Oprah was in the middle of it, I think. And so we sat on the sofa, sang a song, and she held Scout. It's our youngest, and the thing went viral. It was kind of crazy how it all.
Yeah, so that went viral, and then Curb asked us to make an EP together, which was really cool because
That
it
is
was
super
COVID
cool,
and we're
yeah.
together anyway.
Right.
So
Yeah, Mike. I
Yeah.
talked to Mike. I hadn't talked to Mike Curb.
Yeah.
Talked to him in a long time, and he said, "You guys should do a project together." And we're like, "Yeah, we
Yeah.
should. Let's go."
Yeah.
So we did. It was a lot of fun. It turned into some great music.
COVID was such a special time for so many people, I feel like, because they were able to kind of do things new and different that they weren't able to do before with the
Right.
craziness of everything around you and things like that. Was that the first time that you guys were able to like really fully collaborate together besides like writing and things like that?
To be, yeah, like that, like every day, to be together, for sure.
for sure.
It was wild that the whole people were talking about getting divorced and falling apart. And the world's blowing up, and we're like, we kind of like it like this. It was fun.
Wait, I love that. That is special. Y'all are very not original, like special, like you said, because everyone was getting divorced during that time. So y'all were falling even more into
Yeah.
love and all the things. When do you guys know when to like give your input on the other's project, and when do you kind of know to stand back a little bit?
She never stands back.
Yeah.
We are.
I was just gonna
I
say
record
the
at
same
home.
thing.
Just kind of always have done that.
Yeah.
And so I'm working off in a room. It's basically a bedroom that just became studio. And she'll hear something and just come in there. That's the wrong note. Or, you need to do this, or I need to sing this part, or whatever it might be. And so we're just kind of constantly doing that. I really don't sit back and do that. I'm
Like,
kind of.
tell me what.
I have the hood raised and working on stuff, and then she comes in and straightens it out usually.
Yeah, if there's ever any time we like, because we don't argue a lot, but if we ever do, it's usually when we're working on my music.
Yeah.
And he'll like be really serious, and I'll be like, "You're mad. Stop getting mad at me," or whatever. And he'll be like, "I'm not mad," and it makes him more mad that I ask if he's mad. You know, that whole domino
Oh
effect.
yeah.
That's really like probably our worst arguments, or when we're working on my
Not
record.
argument. She thinks that I get mad working on something because she'll hear something and I can't hear it any other way than what it is. And
Right.
I won't change anything, and she'll say, "Did you change something?" "No, I didn't change anything." "There was never anything wrong with it." "No, you're mad." So
Yeah. Okay, so you touched on it a little bit with like how you record at home and things like that. What is your like artistic approach to writing songs and doing your art?
Well, I mean, I write a lot of songs for other people. So Rodney always calls me a blue collar songwriter. I do it like a normal job. I work probably 4 days a week. And
Yeah.
so when I'm writing with somebody else for their project, I just want to know what they want to say. And I think that I offer like, I think I'm pretty good at it just because I've been an artist
Yeah.
and I know that people don't like to be written at. They want to say what they want to say. So like if I don't like a line or something, I'm not going to fight over it because ultimately one thing I get from seeing Rodney, if he records a song, he's the one who's going to have to sing it over and over and over. And so I know
Right.
how important this song could potentially be to that artist. They need to love it.
Yeah.
And so I'm just there when I'm writing with an artist to help them write something that they love and do whatever I need to do in that situation.
The interesting thing about her is she writes mostly with guys.
Hey, so she's a daddy's girl, you know,
Exactly,
she grew up
that's
with
what
the
I was gonna say.
guys, like you get along
She's more
better with them.
comfortable with dudes.
Yeah.
Well, I've only ever been with my dad and then Rodney and then 2 boys. So,
Right.
like, I have some really good female songwriter friends. I love female songwriters.
Yeah.
But it does happen. It seems like I am in the room with a lot of men.
She does the thing where if it's a room full of dudes writing a song, you just get in there. How you doing? Pretty good. Got an idea. Here we go.
Get to it faster.
She will talk and get to know somebody and figure out what they're feeling, what they're thinking, what's going on in their world. And so she really, if they'll trust her process, she'll get them to, and she does it with female artists as well,
Right.
gets them to a place where a song is really special.
That is really special. And it is something cool that I've learned a lot too, just being in Nashville, is this songwriter community and how special it is and like the different approaches into it. And I'm like, gosh, I wish I could do that. It's so cool. It really is a
I think
special,
it's-
like unique thing that like,
It is, what she does is very unique. It's specialized.
But also, I just feel so fortunate. Like, it's the best job in the world. And I get to, like, go pretty much hang out with my friends every day. Don't tell my kids that.
well, they're excited. They'll like it when they hear the song on the radio. They're like, oh,
Right.
that's Mom's song. That's Dad's song.
That's
That is
super
really
cool.
cool. What has that been like, being able, as the kids have gotten older, to be able to see y'all's both careers and start to understand it a little bit more? I know they're still young.
They dig it. Our youngest, he wants to sing on. He is not like us. We're both pretty shy. We're not quite introverted, but we're kind of quiet, I guess.
I'm
But our-
introverted, I think.
Our youngest man is like fearless. He wants to be on stage singing, doing all of it. It's hilarious, actually. How
Yeah.
wild he is.
And then our oldest, he's really, like, naturally just talented, but he doesn't really seem to want to be on stage. But he, like, can play instruments without taking lessons and stuff.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, their response to seeing Rodney, it's just kind of like that's all they've ever known. I mean, it was weird the other day. Some kids came over and wanted Rodney's autograph. Like, that's weird. Like, when you can't be normal in your own neighborhood.
Totally,
And kids are
yeah.
pulling up to the front door asking for Rod's autograph. Rodney said no at first. And I was like, oh, come on, just sign it. But I think the reason he said no is just he didn't want to make
Start
kids
it.
feel weird, start something weird in the hood,
I'd rather
you
talk
know?
to him.
Yeah, right.
And
You're
for
like, can
all-
you name 5 of my songs and I'll sign
And our
it?
little one is obsessed with making money, so for all we know, he's probably like out there selling
Probably.
them on the street corner or
We came
something.
up with a lemonade stand is what started it, and then it turned into him selling autographs.
Wait, this is amazing. He's literally selling your autograph. You don't even
I
know he's
don't
taking
think
stuff
so.
out of the house.
I'm hoping not, because our like town has this little Facebook page, and anytime anything like shady happens, that's like my number one fear is that we're gonna end up on Fairview then and now.
Wait, I love that. My mom was definitely looking through our Facebook
Yeah.
pages too at home, like, what are y'all doing out there?